Good morning, this is Irene at BrainStorm Acres, and I'm taking you around for a little tour and harvest session in the garden. Fans on an automatic timer. It's already nice and hot out here this morning, but look. Mostly in the morning here, I'm just checking to make sure that nothing's likely to dry out. I'm hoping to get a whole bunch more of these plants planted out in the next 24 to 48 hours, because I'm really having to keep up with them in order to keep them from drying out. The plants are just too large for the amount of dirt that they're in. Okay, these are okay. Oh, hiccups now. Whew. These are okay, most of them this morning. But by this afternoon, they'll need more water. A ton of tomatoes. These bok choy take a ton of water. So I watered them last night. And I need to look into how I can preserve some of them. I don't usually freeze greens. I much prefer them fresh. But I'm not sure we're going to be able to eat these fast enough. I had planned to stagger the plantings, and due to our wacky schedule, wound up with more of them planted than I planned on initially. I planned to sort of stagger it a little bit more. One thing I love about having these barrels of rainwater in here is it makes it super easy for me to come through and just water everything. I'm going to give them a little from the top, but mostly I do bottom water. That one in the back was really kind of dry. These marigolds have really gone crazy, which is great. It means they'll be a lot sturdier when it's time to put them out. I lost a few zinnias, which, considering all the craziness that we went through, if anybody hasn't seen those videos, you should check them out. Basically what happened was we have to go on scheduled business trips for my business. And 2 days before we were scheduled, we had weather solidly up in the, what we call the safe 40s. In other words, it's not going to frost. We'd had weather solidly up in the 40s at night for several weeks. No concern at all about freezing in here. 2 days before we're ready to go on a business trip, when you're crazy anyway. You're running around trying to finish projects and pack and get everything set. Make sure you've got your groceries all set. Make sure everything's all set. They totally changed the weather forecast. It's been a big dip in the jet stream, and we are going to get frost. Actually, we wound up with snow and all kinds of other stuff again. And while I was actually trying to pack for this event, I had to stop packing multiple times because the snow was blowing too hard into the back of the truck while I was packing, which was just like totally not what I expected. So we wound up planting a ton of plants out in the garden that we were pretty confident would survive. Things that are a bit more cold hardy. We brought all of the peppers and tomatoes and the lettuce into the house. I don't know about your house, but my house was not ready for, a large quantity of seedlings. So we had them in all kinds of boxes and everything else, just so that they would be near a window. It was just sort of a minor mess, but it worked. The plants all survived. I think we lost 2 in the long run. We lost 1 tomato plant, which I just don't know what happened with that one. A couple of zinnias didn't make it. But wow, that's not bad. I mean, we have literally several hundred seedlings. So yesterday I went ahead and thinned this out. These are beets here that I'm watering right this second, because they were way too crowded, and due to life circumstances I just hadn't gotten around to it, so I thinned a bunch of them out. I just keep coming in here and watering them good in the morning. I really need to pick spinach. This stuff's going to get tough soon, and I don't want the spinach to get tough, because one of the nice things about it is It's not normally tough because we're growing it fresh and you just get it super fresh. Here we are. Everything that has to be watered this morning is watered. Henry's busy cooking breakfast. Something extra yummy. One of my favorites. One of my goals today is to start clearing another section of garden. I have a section by the kitchen door that is full of yarrow and an assortment of other weeds, but mostly yarrow. And I want to clear that out and line it with hardware cloth so that critters can't get into it. Then I want to set a bunch of these plants out, and also there's some things I want to direct seed. I thought I had nasturtium seeds, and I looked and I looked, and I guess I used them all up last year. So I just got some the other day at a big box store, so that's fine. I went through the descriptions and picked the one I wanted, and it'll be good. I went with the old traditional one that I used to grow years ago. Some of the other ones are grown mostly for flowers, but I love them for flowers, but I also like to eat them in salads. I try and check 3 times a day, morning early, and then mid-afternoon when it's hottest, and then kind of in the evening before it gets too cold, usually like about 5, so that if something's going on, I can take care of it then. And the plants have plenty of time to rehydrate overnight. So now you know what's going on at our place, and hopefully you are planning something cool at your place, even if it's just a single pot. There have been years when all I could manage was, a couple of flower pots like this with some flowers in them. Okay, we'll see you later.